Hi there. Welcome to this week's Foam Drawing Friday. In today's episode, I want to show you a variation of the bind and release that we did last week. It looks like this. So it's basically, we start with a bind and then we go into a long release and then we do another bind here and then we go into a long release and another bind here and a long release and another bind here and a long release and a bind and a long release and a bind and a long release. So it's effectively bind, release, bind, release, bind, release, bind, release, bind, release, bind, and release. I like to call this the mushroom shape because I think this bit here looks a little bit like a portobello mushroom. And initially when you do this line it might be difficult to do because it is a little bit complex in that you're doing first the bind in the direction from left to right and then a release from left to right and then you go back and you kind of reverse the bind here. So this shape here in the release, which maybe show you here, this shape here, the release, as you're doing the release this way, when you do the bind this way, when you've then done the release, you come into the bind and it's basically the reverse of this. So you're going back. It's a sort of mirror image. So it is a little bit complex and it probably will demand quite a bit of practice, but once you've practiced it, it's quite satisfying. The thing that you want to do is you want to practice this line lots, and then once you've practiced that, I'll show you with the blue crayon, then we want to do an intersecting line like we have done previously as well. So you start off with your, I'm going to draw it with the blue crayon and then I'll do the intersecting line as I often do with the red crayon. So here we go. So that's our first line, and it's a bit difficult to see what I'm doing here because I've already drawn. I'll just draw it up a bit harder with the blue crayon so it becomes really visible, like that. And then with the red crayon you take, I'm just drawing it with a blue and red. Obviously I wouldn't recommend that you do that. You just use your graphite or your pencil, but you lift your pencil off the paper once you've drawn this line and then you come in with your intersecting line and you come in with it like this. It's not, as we've sometimes done previously, a line which is kind of the same. In this case, our intersecting line is a sort of slightly undulating, curvaceous line that just runs through the bind bit and curves nicely in between the binds at the top here and at the bottom of the, what I like to call the mushroom shape. So then your line goes that way. So here we're going that way with the line, and then with the blue line you're going that way. So this is number 1, and then your intersecting line is number 2. So once you've practiced doing your intersecting line and it looks nice and harmonious with your first line, then you can think about connecting it up so it becomes one fluid motion, like we have done previously as well sometimes. And that would look like this. I actually managed to start it too far out to the side. I'll maybe just move it in so you can see it better. So I'll start it further in on the page here, because you want to get a nice ending, and for that obviously you start it a bit further in on the page. So you go like this. So here you have your loop, and you can, like always, go over your line, and by all means try and make it beautiful once you've kind of got the hang of it and think this looks nice. Then go over it. Slow down in your bind, speed up in your release, slow down in your bind, speed up in your release, slow down, speed up, and then speed up, slow down at the top of your curve, speed up, slow down at the top of your curve, speed up. So it's like, imagine you're going on a bicycle when you're doing your intersecting line. You're at the top of your hill, and then you're going whee when you're going down the hill, and then you're slowing down as you're coming back up the hill, and then you're going speeding up and down towards the bottom, and then slowing down towards the top, and just until you get over the hill, and then you speed up again. So that's what you would do. So you would slow down in your bind when you're doing the shape here, slowing down here, and then speeding up here, and then slowing down and speeding up here, slowing down, speeding up here, slowing down, speeding up here, slowing down, speeding up. And when you come back, you go up, and then you slow down here, and then you go down, and you slow down and speed up and slow down at the top. So slow at the bottom here, sorry, fast at the bottom, of course, fast here. From this bit to about this bit you go fast here, and then from this bit to about this bit of your line you slow down. So that way, when you're doing your whole line, it becomes harmonious and rhythmic, both one direction and the reverse direction. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back next week with a new exercise for you.